I'm Elisa Mortensen, and this is Undo Redo.
Hello, everyone. It is springtime in Utah, and let's talk about the stuff that goes through our head. Like how do you lead your life? How do you make your decisions? I know I've talked about failures in some of my most recent things and miracles, right? So if you haven't caught those, go back and listen because they're amazing. And if you never started at the beginning, go back to the beginning and listen. These are pretty short. You can finish many within an hour if you have an hour drive or some chores you need to do or mowing the lawn or something. Put this on and listen to all the episodes. If you start with number 1, 2, 3, and 4, they set up structure for what I do as a coach. It's years ago, I still implement the same things because it's effective and it works. So go listen to 1 through 4 if you haven't in a while. It's a really good refresher. And if you've been following along, you know I've been talking about failures and miracles. Well, I decided to have a retreat this spring, and I had an interest list that was really long. I had a wait list and an interest list, and I hit up everyone. I think I have found the first week in May to be the busiest day of the year next to Christmas. That's what I'm telling myself. I must have landed on the busiest day of the year next to Christmas because I had such high interest and a couple people signed up and paid, but that's all who could make it. So I'm reaching out to those people right now. The retreat's in like a week and a half, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer them something really amazing. You're going to wish that you would have signed up. Or we do the retreat still with a low number, right? I'm not sure which they'll pick. I guess you'll either see pictures on my posts or you won't because I will be doing super exceptional with them privately. So today I want to talk about what is draining your energy. And I know we've talked about this before, and I know you're onto your thoughts because if you've listened to me long enough, you know you have sentences that go through your mind. And these sentences that go through your mind put you into a space of healing, hope, and happiness, or heaviness, complication, confusion, and drama. If you eavesdrop on your mind throughout your day, then you know what's draining you. And I'm going to point some things out. If you are going through your responsibilities, say you're a stay-at-home mom, you're going through all of your responsibilities throughout the day and they feel heavy, they feel hard, they feel burdensome, they're mundane and repetitive, and you get sick and tired of them, and the thoughts you have about them drain you, not the actual task. And I think it's very fascinating to see, like, I probably could have just done the laundry real quick with no drama, but my mind into the story and I had to have it be so hard for me. And why don't they pick this up and everything that's gone wrong? Like that puts me in a very low mood. And I don't want to do it again. Next time I have to do the laundry, I have this mental block with it because not because it's the laundry and, oh, I have to go face the laundry, but because I have to go face all the stories that I tell and all the sentences that go through my mind as I'm doing it. And that is what's going to drain me. Right? Isn't it so fascinating? So we want to get your energy up. You have to be in charge of getting your own energy up because there are people who will sleep 9, 10, 11 hours and it's still not enough and they're still tired. Doesn't matter how much sleep you get. There's my coach personally, she has a toddler and a newborn and they don't really sleep at night. She's having sleep experts come give her advice and try to, fix her kid's sleeping schedule, and she'll operate on 2 hours of sleep. And she'll try to take a nap in the middle of the day. She hired somebody to come watch the baby while she could nap. Like there hasn't been time for her to sleep, and she's showing up so well because she decided to. And it's really important to know that our opportunities throughout the day, our tasks, our responsibilities, our work doesn't have to drain us to the point that we can't have connection with our kids right before bed and that we don't have anything left. If we tell ourselves we don't have anything left, we're honestly not going to find what little bits of reserves or room we have. Right. And in my miracle making podcast, I talked a lot about like you have infinite space to grab more belief in yourself, more belief in everything that you do. So I'm going to bring you into a higher energy today. We're going to talk about how to make things fun, how to have more ideas, how to become more creative, how to unblock yourself if there's daily tasks that you don't like and that you don't want to do, and why you don't want to do them. When we chose this life, like it's exciting to have the things that we have. It's exciting to create what we want. It's also exciting to change it if we don't like it. Let's talk about a couple things like belief in solution making, or just belief that if you change your thoughts, it does change your energy level. Because if you come into a higher way of thinking that can energize you and hold you in a higher space and hold your attention in the doing and the accomplishing and the why behind everything that you are, you show up better and you're proud of yourself. All of a sudden you have solutions, you have possibility on your side, you have ideas, you come up with doing it pretty quickly and have plenty more time for everything else instead of dragging it along, becoming distracted, forgetting, going back to it, and letting your mind run you instead of you running your mind, right? When your mind runs you, then it's going to say, this is boring, I'm going to go do this thing. And you're like, no, we're going to stay here. Like bringing it back and redirecting it. All right. So if we can communicate to ourselves in our minds in ways that are impressive and energetic and fun and engaging, then we can hold ourselves in the task in a higher way and have more enjoyment. You're going to find more satisfaction in the little tiny things. I say, how likely is it a lot? That's my favorite thing lately to ask myself. Like, how likely is it that my kids and my family are enjoying the evenings at home if I'm not enjoying the evenings at home? Right? The dinner time. Yes, you're going to have to come up with food to feed everyone. That's awesome. Have them come up with ideas. Get really creative about how you can come up with 30 ideas and then just shuffle them every month. There are ways to make it fun, but you can't access the fun if we keep telling ourselves we're drained and that we're tired. Because then the thoughts that we have bring about the drama and the confusion and the frustration, and nobody's enjoying really. You're not enjoying being a mom. They're not enjoying being the kids. Like we're not enjoying our spouses, right? So we have to find enjoyment. We have to generate it from within us. What would it take for you to realize that you could generate enjoyment anytime you wanted? Because you can. It is available to you. You can generate enjoyment. Next thing you know, your kids are enjoying really big. Your husband's enjoying really big. And that makes you a leader. I know it's really boring to be like, oh, we're talking to the leaders in the room. I don't see myself as a leader. But wouldn't you want to set the tone of the room? If it's all chaotic and everybody's drained of energy and we've been at school and work all day and nobody wants to communicate and let's all just go to bed early because I'm done. Right? That's not enjoyment, satisfaction, or loving the little things. So how can you flip it? Because it's possible to flip it. You can totally set the tone in the room. You can totally flip it on its head if you wanted to. How do you find energy and engagement in this is the family I wanted? And it doesn't always look appropriate. It doesn't always look pretty. It doesn't always reset the way that I want it to. This is where my expertise comes in because I have precision in finding your reset and I'm very skilled at it and trained. And I've practiced it so many times with so many people coaching over the years. So I find your precision moment that you have in your mind that's the energy leak and we plug it. And the coolest part about that is it has your attention now. And so in the future moving forward, if you notice somebody else has low energy or is dipped down, you can help them. It puts you in creative mode instead of reactive mode. And from creation mode, it multiplies. But from reactive mode, it destroys, right? It divides. Creative mode unifies. So what kind of mode do you want your home to be in? And do you believe you can switch it at any time? Because it's really true. I've taught it, but I've not only taught it, like my special needs sister, non-communicative when she was born, we had to learn sign language. And throughout the years, I have found she's very in tune and she can very much manipulate anyone that she wants to get to do most things that she would like. Now, some people that are strangers, she can't reach all the way, but the people that she knows, like me or my mom or my dad or my brother or members of my family, she can get them to do things for her energetically. And this exchange that happens when she shows disappointment or when she shows dissatisfaction or when she can be the victim and it gets somebody's attention, like she can play that game and she can change the tone in the room too, right? If we allow her to, in her negative way, she can change the tone. Also, we cannot join the tone if somebody's big energy takes over. So what I've found is I didn't set my sister down, right? She's special needs. I didn't set Jenny down and say, hey, we're going to fix this thing where you're going to be happier and more energized and you're going to have more of a voice and more clarity and you're going to have more say and more ideas. Like this is just going to be really fun and this is what you're going to do. I didn't. What I did was I became that. And by me becoming that and saying, hey, mom, this is working, my mom became that. And my dad is catching on. And the coolest part about it is it's so inviting for everyone in the room, and it's so energizing that people are going to be like, oh, what are you doing over there? You're sure different. Like, what's there to be so happy about? Like, you used to be so drained and grumpy. Like, oh, we can have fun right now? Like, I didn't even know it was an option. I thought we had to be upset every night before bed. I thought we had to fight every night before bed. I thought every morning was a fight to get out the door. Every Sunday it's a fight to get to our meetings and our worship, right? We have these patterns set in that, oh, this is when we fight. And I want you to blow that out of the water. I really do. And I want you to know that it's possible to raise your energy in those moments and to create a home and an atmosphere from a leadership standpoint. Yes, I said leadership. And I know a lot of you moms are like, oh, I'm not the leader. My husband kind of leads the home. Like, you don't have to give it away. And you don't have to own everything. You don't have to lead everything, but do lead in the moments that matter to you. Lead in the moments that really speak to you, that you feel like this is really upsetting and this is where I could make a difference. And as a coach for me, like if I was to work with you, we find the moments that you shine. There's this, like I said, it's like a precision moment. It's like this little tiny moment in time where you have shined. There's going to be 100 things you're not good at, and there's going to be many more things that you are good at that you don't realize or you don't want to admit, or that just don't feel like you're good at it, but you're really good at it. We're going to put those into a reality check and find what you shine at, and we're going to leverage that into all the weak areas. It's not work either. It's actually so fun. I want you to consider that like coaching with someone is fun. Creating excitement and energy from the mundane and dumb and dull is so fun. Getting someone who pushes you away to connect and communicate, how is that not fun? I'm just saying, like, some of y'all don't want to believe that this is possible, or that this is a thing, or yeah, that works for Lisa, but it doesn't work for me, or yeah, she has a special gift in that area. I'm telling you, it's working for everyone. And I can show you. And I want you to believe that it's possible, but not just believe that it's possible. Start to do it. And we'll find that moment, and you're going to go try it. And then you're going to come back with either a win or a fail. And we're going to learn from it. Like, okay, how did that win? How can you do that next time? What was it? You failed? Great. There's more learning in failure. I actually get excited. My clients are like, excuse me? When I'm like, I hope you go fail. And they're like, excuse me? Yes. And I hope you come back with something that's like a golden nugget of learning in that moment, because that's what I'm looking for. We learn more in the tension. We learn more in the failures. We don't want just happy-go-lucky all the time, because we don't learn as much there. We don't grow. We're not really put in a new mindset. We don't shift. It doesn't make us uncomfortable enough to change anything. So if you go fail, it's uncomfortable enough to be like, I'm going to change this. And I want you to feel empowered. And that's one of the biggest things. We walk into a room when you feel disempowered, that's the low energy. You fall at the effect of everything that's happening. You feel like it's out of control and there's too much going on, and you feel disempowered. We're going to find you thoughts that keep you empowered. We're going to find you thoughts that change the tone, that rise your energy level, give you something to say that loves you and them. Become very intentional and thought out, and not energetically swept away. And I think this is the best part about it, is that when you decide to do it, to go from reactive to creative, it can take 60 seconds. It can take 5 minutes to reach someone else, and it multiplies. That little tiny effort in that little tiny moment multiplies everyone. You practice this for a while, you're going to decide, this is just who I am. And that's the most important part for you, is to realize that you could have the identity of just being that person. You've chosen the person you are now. They're not necessarily personality traits, it's been proven, as much as it is your conditioning. So someone who feels like they're invisible and they're never listened to has probably tried to speak up, but has never stopped believing they're invisible and that they're not worth listening to. I know, because I was there. And now I'm just talking to the world and talking all the time. And imagine if I would have stayed behind that belief that I'm invisible and I'm not worth listening to, right? I wouldn't have my voice out there if that was still my identity. Now I have an identity that, like, whoever likes it, likes it. Whoever doesn't. I'm just going to go create everything that I'm really excited about, because this is who I am. I can show you how to work on yourself in a way that doesn't feel like work. And when you when in that moment, when we're coaching, you realize you don't need them to change in order for you to do this, it's a very powerful moment. Think about it for a second. If you can ignite yourself and everyone else in the room, and then it ripples out, right? I ignite myself first and everyone else in the room joins. What else would you be capable of? So to wrap it up, what thoughts give you energy? What thoughts make you feel like a higher, better, more rooted person, like a more calm, decided person? I want you to come up with 5 thoughts that give you energy in the moments you know you lose it most. For that moment that you usually lose your energy, you are going to practice them. You're going to bring them to mind in that moment. You're going to have a little tiny shift and a little tiny win, or you're not. And then you're going to go back and say, what voice was it? What other sentence did I hear in my head? And how can I replace it with that new? If you want those voices that drain you and those sentences that you have on repeat to become quieter, you have to dial down those ones and dial up the other ones, because the ones that are running on repeat right now are very loud and we want the other ones to become loud. And the only way to do that is to keep choosing the one over the other. You can move yourself into this belief and into a higher value and into the identity of this is just who I am. And it's all done up here. You can also move yourself into depletion, less energy, poor health, not paying attention to yourself or connecting with others, and division. Both is our choice at any given time. So find what excites you. Find what ignites you. Find your why behind what you're doing and let all the other drama just kind of fall off. All right, some more questions for you to end on. What gives you more energy right now today? What story do you have to tell yourself in order to get more energy right now today? Because you'll get really good at redirecting your mind and telling yourself things that keep you engaged. And that's what's important. When do you need that story most to keep you on the up and up and to keep you engaged? Are you okay with giving more than you receive for a while? That has to be one of the things that you tell yourself. I'm going to give more than I receive for a while. And I'm okay with that because it's going to flip one day. And it really will. I promise you it's flipped for everyone. Those who went first eventually rippled into everyone wanting to give back. So if you go first needing nothing back more often until they return it, that's just how it works. How can you keep engaging and make it fun? And how can you believe and hold the belief that this is possible for you? There are some pretty tragic stories out there that you guys have in your mind, and these really long pasts that you can't seem to get over, and these grudges that you're not willing to let go of. Like, how can all of that melt away and this be the new you? It may not seem possible because your brain's never done it before. It only knows the other way. But I promise you, this works. Answer the questions, find the 5 thoughts that will hold you, and just begin here in these little tiny moments, in the moment that you need it, that you decide that you can see. All right? And then get in touch with me. I want to hear back from you. I really do. And I want to help you along in your journey. And I do want to express here that I'm available and that I am taking new clients and that my schedule's pretty open. I'll be traveling with my husband and I can take my work anywhere. So this is my and life. I can run a coaching business and travel with my husband for his work. So he does forensic fire investigations. And so I'm going to be going with him places. And this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to quit thinking that I need to be home, set at my computer and have everything that I need. I know I can be mobile and I know I can do it. And I want you to believe in new things too. You know you can do this anytime, anywhere, any place. Your mind is with you and you get to decide at any moment how you want things to turn out. And if you want them to turn out better than they have been, then you lead. Leadership is just getting really good at quickly moving on from everything that everybody's doing that you don't want them to do, and finding really good solutions and coming up with high energy and getting everyone engaged and getting through it really well, and then doing it again and getting faster and faster and better at it. Let's go. Send this to whoever you thought of, and we will keep having heaven reach others through us because that's how it works. And I will talk to you again soon. Okay, bye.